It's a smiley face, isn't it? It's a smiley face. So it would be suitable. It would be good as a birthday card, a smiley face. We could call it, maybe I would call it a greeting card, because you could send it to someone on other occasions. Maybe you're far away and you want to send greetings to your friends when you're far away. You could write in them, thinking of you. And you could send them this card with a smiley face, couldn't you? Or indeed, if they were having a birthday, you could write on the card, happy birthday, and they would see the smiley face and know that you were glad that they were having their birthday and that you were happy for them. So this is a simple greeting card with a smiley face. And why am I showing you that today? Well, because I want to talk to you about how important it is to greet each other with a smile, perhaps. Or if you're far away and you can't get right there, you could do to greet someone. Okay. Well, what could you do to greet someone if you're far away from them? I'm doing it. What am I doing? Look what I'm doing. Do you see what I'm doing? You could give them a wave and a smile from a distance if you can't get close. And how could you greet someone if you got a bit closer? What other way could you? What do we often do? What do you often? What was that? What did you say? Hug? Did somebody say hug? Ah, thank you. Yes, a hug. A hug is another way of greeting someone. That's a very warm way. Or indeed, what do we do often in church when we meet people? A shaking of the hand. A shaking of the hand. I've been in churches sometimes, and there was one church I was in one time, and there were lots of big, strong men in it. I think they were mostly farmers, and I was greeting them at the door, and they gave me such a strong, warm handshake, they almost broke my hand. They were being friendly, but I could hardly manage it. I'll not say which congregation it was, but that's another way. A good, warm handshake, or just a smile, or a wave, or a greeting card. Now I want to show you the passage in the Bible now, where the father gave a very warm greeting to his son. His son had been behaving very badly. He'd gone away and wasted all the money he'd been given, and he'd been very bad. But then he came back. He realized what he'd been doing was wrong, and he came back. And he thought his father might just have him back as a servant. He didn't be his son anymore. But the father was very kind. The father was very merciful. And listen to what the father did when he saw his son coming. How did he greet him? How did the father greet his son? Well, listen to this. Look, well, yes, he did hug him. Yes, you're right. It says he fell on his neck, which really is a hug. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him. Yes, that's a hug. And kissed him. He even kissed him. He kissed him as a greeting to show his love for his son. And later on, we'll be thinking about how people in the Christian church used to greet each other, and sometimes still do, with what's called a holy kiss. But it just reminds us this morning, boys and girls, especially toward those who are in the same church and other Christians, we should be always greeting each other in a friendly and a warm way. Whether it be just with that lovely smile, or with the handshake, or indeed with the hug, or maybe in other ways as well, to let them know that we care for them and that we love them. And here we have the father here, who even threw his arms around his son who'd been away for such a long time, and he even kissed him to show his love for him. So we're called to greet each other warmly as we meet together for worship and on other occasions as well. So may you always give each other a warm smile and show that you love each other in God. Okay, so I'll give you the sheet now. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. Luke 15, verse 10. And we're going to sing now a psalm that speaks again about the gracious welcome and the generous welcome that a generous and gracious God gives to his people. It's the well-known words of Psalm number 23. Psalm number 23 and the A version, to the tune Resignation, which is number 295.